welcome back with me, Nabila Ananda Pertiwi. I will answer the exercise for meeting assessment 10. Let's get started. Part 1, Presenter. So we are back in the studio. Welcome back everyone. My name's Rick Walker. From our laptops to our television, from the displays on our smartphone to those on our sat-navs, we are in front of screen all the time. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to disconnect completely? To choose not to have access to the internet? If you have, you may be in need of a digital detox, a total switch off from all things digital. The idea of people taking a digital detox is becoming more and more popular, especially amongst young people, and today we are joined by someone who tried a number of digital detox activities and is here to give you some advice about it. Amanda Fincher, welcome to the studio. Amanda, thank you very much. Presenter. So, Amanda, you work for a fashion magazine in London, right? I guess your work means you need to be online a lot. Amanda, oh yes, apart from the hundreds of emails I get every day, I'm always browsing fashion websites as well as online videos. I also need to be very active online, especially on Twitter and Instagram, sharing what we are doing in the magazine, interacting with designers, photographers, influencers. It never stops, literally. Then of course there's my friend and family to keep in touch with online too. And for me, my work grew out of my passion, so friends and work colleagues arranged to totally separate groups of people, and it all gets a bit messy online sometimes. I think I'm online for at least 12 hours a day. Presenter. So, how did you get the idea for a digital detox? Amanda, I read a book about it called Log of How to Stay Connected After Disconnecting. The author's name is Blake Snow. That book gave me some really good advice and made me think about trying to change some of my digital habits. I start with removing distraction. Presenter. What do you mean by that? Amanda. That means turning off alerts, buzzer, alarms, or notification of any kind. I had notifications set up for everything, and it meant I was always being forced to look at my phone. Removing all of them, except for important contacts, helped me focus immediately. The book also made a really good point that we should ask ourselves why. Every time we take out our phone, I realized that most of the times I look at my phone because I was trying to avoid or ignore something else happening right in front of me. It was an automatic habit. Presenter, I have to confess that happens to me too, but what else are you going to do when you are standing in line at the bank or waiting for your train? Amanda, okay, yes, I am the first to admit that's great for helping time go by. But speaking personally, I found I was not just checking my phone to kill time when I was alone. I was also doing it with friends or family around. Presenter, right. Well, so far this does not sound too drastic. Turning off notification and becoming aware of when we use our device That sounds easy. Amanda? Yes, it's the first step. Once we begin to realize just how much of a group or device ham-on use, then we are ready to really take the next step. First, my partner and I did a weekend with absolutely no screens. She found it easier than I did. For me, it was a little bit scary at first, but it turned out to be a pretty rewarding experience. Presenter, a whole weekend, I don't know if I could. Amanda? I think everyone has to do this at their own pace. If a weekend feels too much, maybe just try for an evening. Then work your way up to more. I guarantee once you have tried it, you all want to try it again. We are going to try for a whole week in the summer. Presenter, okay, let's pause there then and see what our listeners have to say. You can call her directly or send us a message on any of our social media channels. Oops, should I be saying that? Anyway, more after the break. Part 2A. Man, how did it go? Woman, I think it went quite well. I did a lot of research and prepared a lot. I was in there for, I don't know, half an hour. Man, and what did they say? Woman, nothing much. At the end, I asked them what happened now, and the woman said, "We'll call you back with news in 3 or 4 days." Man, really? Woman, yeah, I think I have got the job. There were a lot of other people there. I was the only interview that day, you know. Man, well, good luck with it. B. Man, anyway, you were saying, woman, oh yeah, let's see. Yes, so I was in the museum and there were, I don't know, 100 people waiting to get into the room. Finally, I got in and I tried to see the Mona Lisa, but I couldn't now look at it. Man, why not? Woman, because the room was filled with people taking photograph of it. Man, oh right. Woman, yes, and selfies. Man, wait a minute, you can take photos while you are in there? Woman, yes, but you cannot use flash. I don't know. Why do we take photos of everything we see when we travel? Man, I know. And we never look at the photos after. Woman, exactly. I'm tired of always taking photos. I don't feel I'm enjoying things. See, man, who took this? Woman, I cannot remember. Man, what am I doing? Woman, you are sitting on the sofa, watching TV and eating chocolates. Nothing's changed. Man, very funny. You look very young, Talk. Woman, I know, look at my hair. It was so long. Man, mine too. Look at me. Hey, I think I know who took this photo. Woman, who? What is that? Man, no, it was not Dad or Mom. Do you remember Barry? Woman, no. Man, yes, you do remember. Barry, your boyfriend at high school. You were 17 and he was 16 and he was so very polite. Hello, I'm Barry. It's very nice to meet you. Woman, stop it. He was nice. Man, yeah, well, he took the photo. D. Woman, let's see. Okay, I'm glad we could talk about this. It's not easy to say. Man, what? Woman, well, you are not in our group for the class project. Man, what do you mean? You know I'm always in a group with you. Woman, I know, it's just that this time we met the group differently and because you were late. Man, I see, you do not want me in the group? Woman, no, it is not that. It is that we have already met the group C. There's 4 of us already. Man, so we cannot be a group of 5? Woman, well, the teacher said 4 people per group. Man, oh, woman, it's not about you or your work or anything like that. It's well, we already have the group. Man, so I have to find another group. Woman, I'm sorry. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Thank you.